Doki Doki Literature Club. You know what it is. Don't you dare lie to me. If you've ever been even, like, remotely near the DDLC fanbase, you know that amidst maybe some of the fan art and animations and let's plays and whatever the fuck they're making over there, you know that there's one specific subdivision of all of this that sticks out like a sore thumb, and that being all of the Doki Doki fan mods that have been made over the years. Some of these are, like, really iconic, even to the point of where there's entire YouTube channels dedicated to documenting and playing all of these. Like, it is fucking unreal how many there are. You might have heard of maybe a Blue Skies, maybe a Fallen Angel, an Exit Music, maybe some others along the way. But today, I'm not talking about those. Those are old news, right? We're talking about something new. We're talking about the disgusting, rotten backbone of the many, many DDLC fan mods that have probably never been played by anybody. Like, I'd even be surprised if you've heard of maybe like over half of these. That's how obscure they are. I found these on like big websites that hosted DDLC fan mods, so big preach from those. That being said though, I've got a lot of mods to go through, downloaded a good chunk of them. Let's get started. This very first mod we have over here actually set out to do something quite interesting. It was a continuation of the original Doki Doki Literature Club, and I don't mean something like Project Libertine or anything though. This was a completely original experience, from what I can tell. One of the first things I noticed on the mod page was a colourful cast of new characters that accompanied the original ones. Who the fuck are these? I went ahead and named myself Student for this one, and hopped right on in. This one begins in a place where you might not really expect it to, that being the Act 4 ending with Yuri becoming the president. Mickey's and everyone was happy. They comforted us throughout our hard times. And also, another thing about this, you might notice that my voices for them are like really inconsistent, so don't mind it. We get a giant spiel of words from Invisible Sayori about like the ending of the game and stuff, and thank you for playing like DDLC. Before we wake up in our lovely bedroom to start our day at school, because we are Student and we are always on time. After actually arriving into school, we start doing some thinking about Sayori and stuff, and we actually decide to head up to the very familiar literature club of the past. And from this point, there's not really much else to say. We meet the characters, we have a good time, we read books and shit, and then we go home. This clearly seems to be some sort of like proof of concept or day one demo that never really got its feet off the ground. And to be honest, it's kind of a shame that it never did. I think that the idea of Sayori and MC growing a bit distant over the years and then reconnecting through the club and like having all these new things a part of it, as well as like building off of the game, I think that's actually a pretty interesting idea. But I guess not all mods are equal in the space of the naughty Shreks mods, am I right? We got another Sayori heavy mod, and this one is a lot more insane than the other one. I wasn't really sure what to expect when going to this one, because it had a pretty serious thumbnail, and it was labelled under the comedy subgenre, so I kind of went into this one like totally blind. I am Pooh. This one begins with us following in the footsteps of Student by going to school on time. We meet up with Sayori and have a very serious discussion about politics and all that kind of important crap. This mod is only for the most intelligent folk out there.
I thought you would never come back, but here you are.
This is the voice I'm doing now.
Now I will have him. Come on, we have to go to school.
She's like Alan from Smiling Friends now. Upon arriving at school, we start talking about schooling and clubbing and all that kind of stuff. But along the way, I get interrupted and called out by a mysterious individual who wants my attention. This peculiar individual turned out to be Monica, who said that she needed my help with something. So I, of course, politely declined because I didn't fucking care.
Well, in this club...
Quick question, Sayori. Why are we the only ones in this school?
Oh crap. Well, we are not. But...
Two girls, one for three. What voice do I do for these? Hi, yes, I am Real Girl, who you want to go skateboard? Oh, this is the fucking Astif movie. To be honest, it's a bit hard to keep running commentary about this mod, because it's one of those mods where it has that kind of random things are funny kind of humor, and it's like this for 30 minutes straight. So I'm gonna start like summarizing everything, if that's okay. We continue our adventure with Yuri with a lot of 2018 and as of movie references along the way. We get knocked out like at least several hundred times, causing brain damage. And then this mod ends in probably the only way that an MC Yuri mod could, which is we get Yuri pregnant and have to abort the baby via domestic violence. Who doesn't love Has Been Hotel? The mod page for this one was certainly quite interesting, judging from some of these screenshots, so I was prepared for some fan fiction level writing here. Unfortunately, I think the creator of the mod just straight up forgot to include it, because all it came with was the iconic victim number 1 image you might have seen floating around, as well as a notepad redirecting me to another website to download it. I copied the link into my browser, and it led me to the sketchiest DDLC website I think I've ever seen in my entire life, with AI generated assets and all. It didn't even matter though, because it didn't even have the mod anyway, so I guess we're not playing this one. I guess you could really say it's a forgotten DDLC mod. Has Been Hotel sucks, by the way.
It's Christmas.
What better way of celebrating the holiday season is there than breaking and entering and committing a grand heist?
I got
100k.
I got 50!
I believe that there is no man better equipped for this job than Big Tingle. Now this mod is already shaking things up by having Yuri wake up in the intro instead of us. She heads out into the winter wonderland outside, full of snow, and a shit ton of copyrighted music I cannot put in the video. I had to keep the game on like 0 volume, so there probably won't be a lot of like moments I'll share from the mod. Before we know it though, it's Big Tingle's turn to rise and shine. Nothing like sleeping late in the Christmas holidays. What else Yuri is doing? Especially the depression and stuff. A Metal Gear sound. After getting jump scared by Yuri, we have a quick chat and then head back out into the copyrighted winter wonderland to do something, I guess. Maybe the Christmas spirit does exist after all. It's Christmas, look outside. Whenever you're watching this, it's Christmas. The both of us decided the best course of action for this Christmas is to break into all of our friends' houses and jump scare them as well.
Yeah. What were you running? Big Tingle. With your big tingle out.
After assembling the gang, we can finally do some hollying and jollying together in a big dark room. After doing a few minutes of yapping and joking around, one of us eventually pops the idea of going on a massive Christmas heist, because that's like the point of this whole thing. We decide to break into the big super mall across town from us, and Monica warns us of a strange, fucked up, evil version of Santa Claus with probably the worst name for an antagonist I've ever seen.
That's weird.
That's not all. He introduced himself as... Come on. Come on. After sneaking through the cold winter night, we eventually arrive at the big, juicy mall to take down evil, bad Santa. We split off into multiple groups to cover more ground, and we get placed with Monica and Yuri. We get given a choice to either go with Monica or Yuri to take down Santa Claus, and obviously with Monica being the more level-headed and sincere one of this group in this mod, I had to go with Yuri. Me and my wife eventually uncover Santa's secret hideout and confront him directly, in which he then promptly transforms into the grunt from Amnesia and kills the both of us. In case you're wondering, I did not go back for the good ending. I do not care about this mod enough. Well, that sucked. Are you guys ready for the hottest and spiciest memes of 2018? Somehow, in some backwards roundabout way, this of all of the mods so far actually has some context before I go into it. Yeah, I know, it's fucking backwards, but trust me, I'm not trying to stall for time or anything. Like, I genuinely have something to say about this mod. As you might have noticed on the date in the beginning of this segment, this mod came out in January of 2018, meaning that it didn't come out too long after the original game and after story. Meaning that it also predates our time and the original exit music, which means that this is one of the oldest Doki Doki mods to ever exist. And yes, if you're wondering, this mod did indeed gain some traction back then. For some reason when I went to go press new game on this one, it didn't prompt me to make like a name or anything, so I guess we're stuck as Big Tingle for this one. This is Big Tingle's big return. If there is one thing you should know very quickly about this mod, it's that it is not very good. It reeks of its time, and you can tell. Yes, so you like jazz? We spend our days sharing memes and memeing about, I guess, until WWE superstar Vince McMahon comes into the scene. He informs us that the class pet has been stolen, and that we need to work together to retrieve it and figure out who committed this crime. Don't worry, this will be important later. After sharing some spicy memes between the 5 of us, we eventually get to work on who stole the class pet, until eventually McMahon reveals himself to be the perpetrator. I do not know what the point in this plot point was, but we'll just go with it. The whole meme club then gets into a big fight, because they wanted to spend time with me individually, and they couldn't decide, which causes us to crash through the roof of Sayori's house and end up in her bedroom. The mod ends here, by the way, that's the end.
Hey Yuri,
Yes?
I have an anime girl fan.
What do you want, Natsuki? She's Winston Churchill now, fuck it. If you guys can remember what I said in number 2 in this video, of how we were talking about politics, well, we're going to be doing that again, so buckle up.
What's up, y'all? People of the United States of America. Thank you for choosing me as your leader, I guess. I promise to make America more American. God bless America. Oh, I haven't seen this many people ever since I helped kill JFK. What are we gonna do? Don't worry, I have a plan.
Oh dear. Doki Doki Double Trouble. Yes, Double Trouble. I don't know if that's some sort of pun, or if it's just a typo. It is also definitely not meant to be confused with Doki Doki Triple Trouble. It's the next mod of the video. This mod is definitely quite the strange one, especially given the title screen I was given upon booting up the game. My name is also Cheese on Toast. The plot of this one centers around Sayori cloning herself with a magic rock and having wacky shenanigans happen around us. We kind of kill the clone with a Monica with a gun that gets summoned, and that's the end. The writing in this one is quite rough around the edges, and I think this might actually be someone's first ever Doki Doki mod, so you can't be too harsh on it. With that being said though, there just isn't that much to say about this one. I did deliberately pick shorter mods for this video, just so I could edit them easier and so that I didn't have 5 hours of footage lying around. But this one was a little too short if you know what I'm saying. So any point of advice for up and coming modders out there? Flesh your mods out. I want to see the potential of your storytelling. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to announce that after 8 mods of this video, we finally have a horror mod. Now you might be scratching your head, wondering why this would be such a hard accomplishment, considering that Doki Doki Literature Club is literally a horror game. But for some reason, I think that the community is literally allergic to making scary stuff for the scary game. So I get very excited when somebody actually makes something scary for this. Just to show you how seriously excited I am for this, I named myself Serious James. I think it might be slightly different actually. Maybe that's just me. Yeah, it's slightly different, I don't know about you guys. We meet up with Monica in the Space Club room to have a quick chat, and she welcomes us back but also says that we will regret installing this mod. We get teleported into the school, and get this, we have to collect pages. The game then follows in the footsteps of the original Doki Doki Literature Club by deleting Monica's character file. And yes, this does delete the CHR file by the way, so that's pretty cool. We get introduced to Libertina, who then promptly places us back into the original game with a fresh restart. This starts the game without Monica, and instead has Sayori as the club president. The game proceeds in relative normalcy, at least for a little while. I'm actually unsure if any of the dialogue is the same, but I don't really think it matters. Club meeting ends, and then the characters proceed to all die again. It's revealed that Monica is still alive, and she asks us if we regret installing this mod.
You make me sick.
This is where the mod ends, and while I will admit it's not the most original thing in the world, it does use a lot of things from Act 1 and Act 2 in this game. But for what it's worth, I think it is a pretty good kind of mixture of the original horror that the game had. If you do like that sort of thing, I recommend checking this one out. Might be a bit of a hidden gem for you. We're going on another heist. I don't know how many other mods have done this in the past, but this mod has us playing as one of the Literature Club members instead of the MC. And this one has us playing as Natsuki. Just for that reason, she's going to be named Little Tingle. The club day begins as normal, and Natsuki is very late to the club today. The club tell her that the event that she was excited for has been cancelled by the headmaster, and she is absolutely livid.
What?
Natsuki decides that in protest, she is going to commit the grandest, biggest, largest heist in human history, even bigger than the one conducted by Big Tingle. She then heads home to set up a master plan for her master heist to steal all of the good stuff. Something very cool about this mod actually is that, unlike a lot of other visual novel adventures that give you like a straight narrow path to kind of follow down and then you keep clicking and reading text, this one gives you like a ton of options to choose from just to kind of like find stuff, I guess, which I think is pretty cool. I really like this idea. We gather all of our necessities, which includes a smartphone, some keys, and a load of pepper spray. And now that I think about it, I don't think we use half of those, but it doesn't matter because we're about to commit some evil acts once we head out of the front door. Funnily enough, on my first time trying this, I don't know if this is meant to happen on your first playthrough, but I got arrested by knocking on Monica's house, so I had to give a quick reload real quick. I did not have a save game, so I had to go through the whole intro again. Enough horsing around though, let's actually do this thing. We peruse into the school by finding a tree to climb over the fence with. We find a hidden key in a batch of flowers and head in. The core gameplay of this one is perusing through the school and finding different keys to open up different doors. A lot of the keys also for some reason seem to be underneath desks a lot. I'm not really sure why, but that's just how it is. We actually scavenge our way through the school enough to be able to disable the security systems and get into the principal's secret vault. We loot all of his precious gold and head home, only to discover that asshole Monica has stolen our house and won't give it back. This landed us the bad ending. If you want to see the good ending, get it yourself. I'm not going to do everything for you, okay? It's gonna be happening. Natsuki. Hello. What a surprise. Monica. What are you doing in my house? Also, just as a quick little fun fact about this mod, I learned that one of the artists behind this actually drew this piece of fan art for me, so that was a pretty cool find to find while editing. I'll go ahead and admit something right here, right now. I was pretty excited for this one before going into it. Like, I don't know about you, but the name Infinity Gene just oozes coolness. So I was pretty excited, so I saved this for the number 10 slot. Now, I was thinking that this one was going to be something along the lines of maybe like a pandemic or something, like maybe like Infinity Gene, like a virus or something. Maybe something like the Spanish flu or the Black Plague, that kind of based off thing. Or maybe some kind of like a virus creature or entity thing. Something maybe akin to the SCP Foundation. They've got a few of those kind of monsters. So I was pretty excited for this one because, you know, I can dig that kind of thing. I don't know what to say about this one. Do you like colored backgrounds? Do you like fight scenes being described to you? Do you like colored backgrounds with fight scenes being described to you? Then you might like this mod. Now this one is actually based off of a game called Space Invaders Infinity Gene, which explains the title. And it's apparently meant to be this way, according to the wiki at least. And, you know, I don't mean to be a bit of an asshole, but like, I don't have anything to say about this. Like, I just don't want to sit through this. We're going to war. I had a hell of a time getting this mod set up because it was in like some really abstract format that I've never seen before. I had to download RenPy and then download another copy of DDLC and then put the mod into RenPy and then put DDLC into the mod's game folder. It was like really complicated for some reason, but you bet your ass it was worth it. I'm pretty sure it's modded because it says communist business. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's modded. I then proceeded to name myself after the greatest soldier to ever live. The mod then immediately begins after I select my name by having Karl Marx draft us into the Russian military. We get drafted alongside our fellow comrades Eli and Mark to fight the big bad German people. We start fighting all of the bad guys, while Michael Jackson's Bad Guy plays in the background for some reason. I also want to see a big rest in peace in the comments from Mark, because he died during the first battle. After a long day of fighting in the battlefield and toughing it out, we decide to head back into our big hull and call it a day. Our second day of squad modeling sees Eli then die, and then the mod abruptly ends. This is truly the most realistic and grimmest piece of fiction that portrays the Second World War. We've had Sayori mods, we've had Natsuki mods, we've even had mods about Monika's powers. Now it's time for a Yuri mod. And you know I mean business when I put my real first name as the protagonist's name. We start another normal day of club room. Natsuki's reading manga, Monika's for some reason an asshole again, and these little buggers are up to something. As you may or may not have guessed from the title, Yuri has wine, and we are here to drink some of it. Unfortunately, the main character seems to be a bit of a little bitch, but don't worry, Yuri is one step ahead of us. She somehow corners me in a big open hallway, and then we get presented with two different options. I first chose to drink the wine, because again, I'm not a little bitch, and after downing the whole bottle, we then proceed to— oh my goodness. I shouldn't have named it after myself. And I think that'll just about do it for this one. Thanks for making it to the end. And of course, thanks to all these mod creators for making these really cool mods. Obviously, I like some more than others, but I appreciate all their efforts regardless. I don't know if I'll do another one of these like this again, but I hope I do. I hope this does pretty well. That being said though, thanks for watching. I've been Conrad. See you next time.